Hello students, our today's topic is programming in C. As we all know, in previous class we had learned the basic introduction of C programming, in which we had learned about the basic structure of C language and the basic commands, by which we was able to make our programs to give instructions to computer and computer complete particular task given by executing these commands. So in this chapter we are going to learn the advanced part of C language. So let's start the chapter. Basically we have to learn about the input and output statements. Input statements are used to accept input data from user. Like when your program is executing and at that time you want to take any input from the user, so you need the input statements for that. So the example is given here. Scanf is an input statement and output statements. We already had seen the output statements in a previous class. Like printf is an output statement by which you are able to display the output or result of the program while program is executing. Okay. Next is printf statement. We are going to understand what is the printf statement and how it's work. Used to display text or numeric constant or value of a variable. By using printf statement you are able to display text, numeric constant or value of any variable. Variable we had already discussed in our previous class that a variable is a container which contains the value, runtime or compile time. When you are making your program, you have to define a variable and define a value inside that variable by which your program will give the output. So here a small commands are given. Void main is the main function, curly bracket, int I equals to 5. Integer type of variable is defined here, that is the name of the variable is I and the value of the variable is 5. Next variable is float. Float type variable, the name of the variable is j and the value is 7.2. Now we are printing the values of these variables at the output screen by using the printf statement. Printf inverted comma value of I. This is a basic statement that is print exactly on the screen, output screen, equals to %d. %d is used to print the integer value and %f is used to print the floating value. Now third statement is hello world. It is just a basic statement that is directly printed on the screen. /n indicates the new line control character. When you want to change the line while printing the lines on the output screen, so you have to use the /n for the new line. Control string %d is used for specific format for integer data and %f for floating data, as I already tell you that we are using %d and %f for printing the integer value and floating value. Now we are going to see the function of scanf statement. Scanf is used to accept values from the user at runtime. Here is small script is given. Void main function is given. Int I, we had defined a variable I, the name of the variable is I. Printf integer, enter an integer. Here we are printing an statement on the output screen, that is enter an integer. So when the program is get execute, it will display a message that enter an integer. Now you entered an integer 10, 20, whatever you want to enter. Now after entering the value you have to press the enter. So when you press the enter, the scanf command will execute and it will take that value from the screen by using the %d and save it into the integer variable, that is I. So %i means the value from the screen will store inside the variable by using this scanf command. After pressing the enter, the next statement will execute, that is printf number entered is. It is a statement, number entered is, and %d will print the value inside the variable I by using this sentence. So the value of I will be print by %d using the printf statement. Okay. %d indicates the value scanned in is integer. %d is check the value that is inside the variable is integer, and %i indicates address of variable I in memory. So %i means at particular address the value will get stored by executing the scanf command. Now here a small program is given. You will try this program by using the C compiler, that is Turbo C. We had already used that Turbo C compiler in our previous classes in 7th class. So just use the Turbo C in your computer and write this program by using the Turbo C compiler and execute that program. It will give you the output according to what values you are going to insert. Now I am explaining the program here. 3 type of different variables are defined: integer, number, character ch, character s20. Integer variable, character variable, and characters multiple variables means the third one is used to store multiple characters at a time. Integer will take one value, character ch will take one value, but character s20 will take multiple values at a time. So the limitation of that multiple values will be 20. It will not take more than 20 values at a time. First statement is enter a character. Now after the enter a character, scanf function is written %c for character. It will take character value, enter a number, scanf %d and number. It will take an integer value, enter a word or string less than or equal to 20 characters. So you have to enter a word or a string equals to 20 characters. So scanf %s means long string. %s is used to long string. String means the combination of characters. Okay. Now after taking all the values, the 3 printf statement is there to print the given values by the user to the output screen. Okay. Now next is conditional statement. Conditional statements is used to make decisions, like when some conditions are given, so we have to come out at the decision that the condition is true or false. It will check the condition whether true or false. Execute separate set of statements for true and false. If the condition is true, the separate set of statements will execute. If the condition is false, the separate set of statements will execute. It will check for a condition whether it's true or false. It will execute separate set of statements for true and false. If the statement is true, the condition is true, the set of statement will execute. If the statement is false, the next separate set of statements will execute. Different types of conditional statements are there in C programming language, that is if else, else and switch. Okay. Now we have to see the if statement. It executes a set of statements only if the condition is true. In if statement, only the statements will execute if the statement is true. If the if statement is not true, if the condition is not true, no statements will execute. Okay. So here the program is given: integer a, b, a is 10, b is 5. The condition is there: if a greater than b. If a greater than b, then only this print statement will execute. If a is less than b, so this print statement will not execute and no output will come on the output screen. Okay. Next is if else statement. It executes one of statement if condition is true, and another set of statements if the condition is false. So in this if else condition, both different separate statements will execute. Either the condition is true, the statement will execute, either the condition is false, the statement will execute, but both the statements are different to each other and depends on the condition. Okay, if else if statement, in this we have able to make a multiple conditions. Like in if else we have only two conditions, in if we have only one conditions, but in if else we have multiple conditions. Multiple conditions like first condition is of if, second is of else if, and third is of else. And if we want to make more conditions, so between if and else we can able to define multiple else if conditions. So by using this you can able to make multiple conditions. You have to define if part, you have to define else if part. So in this you can define more than one else if part. So the program will like if and else is fixed, but else if will be multiple by the conditions. Okay. Switch statement, it allows us to specify multiple conditions. In switch statements you also, in switch condition you can also define multiple conditions. It will test a variable for equality against a list of value. In this what is happening, it will just compare a condition that is equal to given cases. Okay, it will define the cases according to the given value. Like if my variable value is 10, so I am making a cases from 1 to 10. So whatever the value of variable like 10, so it will match the case number 10. If the value of variable is 1, it will match the case number 1. Okay, and one more statement is there, that is default statement. If no value of the variable is matched by the case, so at that condition the default condition will be executed. So cases and default conditions is there. Okay, here is the structure of switch program is there. Switch, you can pass the variable will match the case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 7, case 8, case 9, case 10. If all 10 cases will not match by the variable, it will execute the default case. Okay, so here the simple example is there. So next is looping statement. Looping statement means iterative statement. Iterative means it will execute itself by many times at the given condition. Okay, it will execute the same block of a statement many times based on a condition. Statements will execute till a condition is true. The loop will execute till the given condition is true. The loop terminates when the condition becomes false. The iterative statement or looping statement will stop when the given conditions become false. Here the types of loops are given: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the parts of a loop. What are the basic parts of a loop? There are three basic parts of loops, that is initialization, condition, increment or decrement. If initialization is from low value, then your condition will check the higher value and your loop will increment. If the initialization is by high value, then your condition will check by low value and decrement will happen. Okay, like initialization from 1, so condition is still 5. Okay, condition is still 5, so increment will be done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your loop will execute 5 times. If initialization is from 5, the condition will 1 and the decrements will happen 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like this. Okay, here the basic syntax of for loop is given and while loop is given. In while loop, So in next slide we discuss about that. While loop. The syntax of while loop, it will test the condition first, and if true, execute a statement inside the loop. Okay, it keeps executing same set of statement till condition is true and terminates when condition become false. Okay. So the syntax of while loop is given here. We first initialize the value, that is a equals to 1. Now it will check the value, check the condition that 1 is less than 11. It is true. So it will go inside the while loop, print the statement, increment the statement, and then again go to check the value. Now here a is incremented by 1 value. So now the value of a is 2. Now again it's checking that a is less than 11. Yes, 2 is less than 11. So it will print the statement, again increment the value. Now a is 3. Now again it will check the value that a is 3, that it's less than 11. Yes. So till the value of 12, when a will be 12, it will check the condition 12 less than 11. It becomes false and the execution of this program will end. Okay, same in do while loop. It will just different from while loop. In this, loop statements are executed at least once, so it will execute at least once if the condition is false. In this, if condition is false in first statement, that also execute the do while loop at one time. After that loop executes only if condition is true. First time the loop will execute without checking the value. After executing, it will check the value. Okay, if the value is false, the one time the loop will executed already. Now if the condition is false, the loop will stop, or if the value is true, the loop will continue executed. Okay, I will send you some videos by using this programs. Okay, so don't worry, this is the first video. I will send them many videos by programming all the things. Okay, so you can able to program. Next is for loop. The initialization, condition and increment decrement statements are specific in a single line. Like in while loop and do while loop, all the statements are not combined in a same part, but in for loop all the three important statements will be combined in a same particular place. Okay, so that is initialization, condition and increment decrement. It will use when we know the number of times a loop needs to execute it. All the loops we are using when we know that number of times of loop needs to execute it, means the loops will executed by the condition or the stop condition, as the loops will infinite. Okay, so the statement of for loop is, first in for loop, in brackets all the things are coming together, like initialization I equals to 1 semicolon, I less than equals to 10. It will check I is less than or equal to 10. Okay, so if I is 1, it will check that 1 is less than equals to 10. So 1 is not equal but it is less than to 10, so it will execute the loop. Now after executing, it will increment I plus plus, means I becomes 2. So all three things will become in a single place, but the execution is same as the while loop. So for loop and while loop are basically same, but only the written or writing form of the loops are different. Okay, so this is the end of the PPT. So in next videos we will discuss how we make the programs of the given content of this PPT. Thank you.